I was a young dude, 16 years old. It's when I still had my hairline. It's when I first lost my virginity. Right there after third period drama. That was a class. Some of y'all niggas didn't go. And the lady that I lost my virginity to at the time, I really liked her. She was ugly too, just like me. But a year or so go by and she gets pregnant by this big 6'7" dirty nigga. Dirty nigga gets her pregnant, right? She clean, but the nigga's dirty. I end up hooking up with her like 2 or 3 years later. I saw her sister at the bus stop. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Where your sister at? Oh, she still lives with my mama. Why don't you give her a call? So I did. Hey, boo, this is Oshay. I'm still ugly and everything like that. I know you still ugly, so shit. Why don't we hook up? Okay. I mean, she wasn't really that ugly. And she had a baby. She's poor. I was I was much more ambitious than she was. And we got into a relationship. Now, here's where it fucked up. I'm playing stepdaddy. The real daddy don't like that. The real daddy is bigger than me. So the real daddy ended up fucking me up. I end up fucking his daddy up. I end up in jail. This is a true story, okay? All behind this bitch, okay? I mean, I end up beating the case and all that stuff, but but I was still in love with this hoe. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you niggas, man. This is some real shit, okay? I'm opening it up right now. I shouldn't tell you niggas this shit, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. At the time, I had everything going for me. She had nothing. I used to have my mom calling her. My mom was trying to tell me that the bitch don't want to deal with you no more, nigga. She's tired of you. And I heard certain situations. I heard that she gave one of my friends head at a party. That still didn't matter. My boy Boobion, shout out to him. He told me, man, listen, dog. She sucked on Kyle last night, bro. You don't really want to. I remember the nigga taking me up to Rite Aid. She over there on the aisle where the aspirins is at. I'm over there begging her with him. He's sitting there looking at me like, bruh. I'm like, please come back to me. She don't want to fuck with me, right? Eventually, I just left it alone and went on with my life. But when I look back at it, why did I want her? Why did I want the situation? Baby daddy, me and her had bad blood. I got into it with that. Big 6'7" baby daddy and shit. At the time, I was real skinny too. I thought I could not do better than her at this time, even though I had everything going for me. I had a good job. I got myself in a bad situation. I could have got really in some real serious trouble. I beat the case, obviously, but I mean, so this is what I'm talking about. Why? What am I saying this? I thought I couldn't do anything better than her. Now, I talked about this last night with D. Durrell. He's the one that's giving me the inspiration for this. We did a show called The Difficulty of Counseling, Simps and Relationship Counseling. And why does that hit home? I was that simp. I was that guy that felt this was the best I could do. And when I sit back and I think of the people who watch my channel, some of you are young black men. Some of you have not been any further than your residence. You've never been out of the city. Some of you have not been out of the state. Some of you have never even had the pleasure of staying someplace 20 miles from you. And you don't really know how beautiful and how good the world is and how great of people you're going to meet in life if you just do what you got to do. And right now, what you're thinking about is, this is the best I can do. This is the best that I'm always going to do. Let me switch gears. I was talking to my dad when I was younger. I was working at Lucky's. I was a courtesy clerk. I mean, I was a nigga that took the groceries out and stuff like that. I always wanted to go to college, but I always wanted to be like a grocery store manager. My dad at the time was a registered nurse, a psychiatric nurse. I don't know, making like $100,000 a year. And this was in like 2000, 2001. So that was a lot of money then. So it's definitely a lot more money now. And my dad's like, well, what do you want to do with your life? So I'm going to be a grocery store manager. I like working at Lucky's, Albertsons. He's like, are you sure that's all you want to do? I was like, yeah, that's good money. I can make like $70,000 in a year. That's good enough for me. He was like, son, I whooped your ass all these years for you to just be a grocery store manager. You know what I mean? And I want to talk to you brothers about that today, you men out there, because see, here's the point where a lot of you guys are missing. You don't know that you're capable of doing much more. And what you are used to and what you might see right now is not really your reality if you don't want it to be. Because you, as improving yourself and loving yourself as a man, there will be no way you would accept nothing like what I just told you. A chick with a kid that you know is out there doing this and that with different dudes, that's doing this and that, and you understand it, being with your homies and you willing to take her back. I was like 19 at the time, 20 at the time, something like that. But there's no way you're going to accept that, man. Just because a chick is giving you sex all the time. Just because you have an emotional attachment to a motherfucker. Let me talk about that real quick, because see, this is one of the things that a lot of brothers go through, and I've mentioned this in my previous videos. We get emotionally attached to women outside of our mothers because some women, man, are very fun to be around. Some women are very easygoing, and you can confide in them and trust in them things that you cannot tell your regular male friends. At least you think that's the truth. And see, this is something that really gets us, because those women start to believe in us, and they can tell you stuff like, you can do it. Like, you can go to college, you can be a doctor, you can do all of that. Like, I believe that you can do it. And that means a lot from a person that you really care about, that's willing to go there with you. And see, this is the issue. This is the issue that I'm talking about. We get stuck on that. The sex is okay, whatever, but you get stuck on that. And then you get dependent upon that. But you're telling that to an ain't shit motherfucker. And when you do that, that's the problem. But you're like, man, I wasted all my time confiding in this person. I've invested all of my energy into this person. I got to just make it work. And that's how we are as men. We don't want to give up on long-term investments, But a lot of times, what you don't realize is the time that you spend with that woman, you might get a little something out of her. And somebody else spends no time with her and get all the stuff out. I got to do a separate video on that. But, that's just where we need to be at, brothers. So always know that there are many fish in the sea. There's plenty of people out here in the world that are going to look at you differently. You're going to have women that look much better than the one that you have right now, the one you thought you was in love with, that are going to treat you great. Because why? You treat yourself great. And people are always going to respect you as you present yourself. So I wanted to put that out there and really understand that, you black men out there, you can do better. And you got to stop telling yourself, I'll never find somebody like her again. Yes, you will. You will. I know it's tough. This ain't for everybody, but you always going to find somebody better than somebody else. Everybody is replaceable. And this is the most important part. Look at the NBA. Never find nobody like Jordan. Don't nobody give a fuck about no Jordan right now. Never find nobody like Kobe. Who care about Kobe? LeBron is time. When LeBron is over, the league is going to keep going, and life goes on. It goes on, and that is the most important thing. So just remember that life's going on. You'll always find somebody better. You're going to always find somebody better for you. Long as you keep doing what you're going to do and put yourself in a position to be around those people, it's always going to happen. So I wanted to give a shout out to everybody, man, that's been supporting the show. Thank you, brothers, for subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell, comment here. Let me know what you think. If you had a similar situation. And again, thanks so much, brothers. And I really appreciate all that you're doing. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.